All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Manhattan School of Music in New York City. For those of you who don't know us, we're an institution of higher education, and we're nearly 100 years old, and we have students from 47 countries coming here to study classical and jazz music to become performing artists. So they're here to get their bachelor's, their master's, or their doctoral degrees in performance so they can be on the world's stage. We began our journey in distance education in the mid-90s, and I think in this crowd you'll appreciate we started in the ISDN days. So I used to get some really hefty telephone bills in those days just to aggregate enough bandwidth to get, say, 512 K, when people thought that was like, wow, you're asking a lot, Christiane. So, we saw the migration, into the IP environment. I want to just describe our infrastructure for a minute. We have gigabit Ethernet connectivity to Columbia University, and we're on a subnet of the Columbia University network. So we downstream or connect fiber optically. They're actually just across the street from us. And from there, our traffic goes outbound. And we're connected both over the commodity and network is also internet too. In terms of our Polycom solutions, we have room-based systems, we have the HDX systems, we have 8000s and 9000s. We also have the group systems as well, the Group Series 500 deployed. You'll find the equipment deployed in our concert halls, in our studios like this room, even smaller rooms where we have personalized learning, and also in our boardroom for our Board of Trustees, because they also leverage this technology. We're also using their software and cloud-based solutions for various mobility needs. So let's talk about how we use it here at Manhattan School, and I think there's some really nice universals. First of all, mobility is important. As you can imagine, we're dealing with performing artists with world-class touring schedules. So it's very important that we can bring our touring faculty back into Manhattan School because they have commitments here to the student body. And this year we're 61% international. So students are coming quite a long way and paying a very hefty tariff to study with some of these great artists. So we have a lot of mobility that we use, what we call telementoring. Artists that are on the world stage and they need to get back to Manhattan School on a regular basis. They're in hotel rooms, they're on the road. We need to be able to bring them in from really non-deterministic environments in which they can, with reliability and quality, connect into Manhattan School. So there's bringing people in. Then also we have another program called the Virtual Music Studio, and that's more of reaching out to lifelong learners. And for that we're trying to enable them to have their own personalized learning, and we recommend for them the Real Presence desktop, so video-enabled desktop solutions in that environment. So when I talk about telemetry before, usually those faculty might be coming in from a mobile device, and then our virtual music studio, those learners will be coming in from a desktop. And we're reaching learners all over the globe because they want to take advantage of great artists in New York City. Now, one area that's a real growth area for us is recruitment. As I mentioned, we're 61% international, and what we've started to do is reach our feeder schools and connect in with those schools with the room-based systems. But it occurred to us we wanted, through cloud access, to be able to reach prospective students in their home countries, in their home environments, and bring them together in a virtual environment to talk about applying to Manhattan School. Because if you're a student in France and you want to come here, you have so many questions about how the application process works that necessarily can't be answered via email. You really want to talk to a person and have a collaborative interaction about what it really takes to come to New York City and apply and audition and get into Manhattan School. So this is an exciting area for us. So we're trying to reach students in the in Asia Pacific Rim. We're trying to reach students in mainland China. We're trying to reach students over in Europe. So, and then the continental U.S. So by bringing them together in these virtual environments, we're able to have more personalized recruitment, which we think is going to make a difference and be an outlier. Will be an outlier amongst our competition. And then the last area is, as Elaine was talking about, on-demand resources. We use both the Polycom RSS and we have a Drupal content management system as well. We have now about 3,500 hours of digital assets or digital video that we've accumulated that students want to access. It's all been annotated and tagged. And so we want students to reach that in their home environments, through their desktops, through their browsers, so that they can also continue to have the learning go on. So you come here, you have a lesson, it's that video that is uploaded, put on the content management system or in the RSS, and then it's made available to you either through your own credentials you're logging in for, or through links, depending on what your status is as a student. So those are the 4 areas I wanted to talk about: mobility, also for video-enabled desktop solutions. I wanted to talk about recruitment using the cloud access, and I wanted to talk about video on demand using RSS and the Drupal content management system. So that's how we've envisioned it here at Manhattan School. And I think in terms of obstacles, I think working with less deterministic endpoints is always a little more challenging, a little more labor intensive. We have to deal with people's home-based environments or hotel environments. So that always adds a layer of technical support. Fortunately, I do have somebody here who's dedicated for that, so we're able to meet that demand. And that's definitely a significant aspect of this whole new picture that we're in.